Our next lesson in geometry is called Using Deductive Reasoning. Our goal is to use deductive reasoning to prove basic theorems. Okay? So go ahead and skip a space and put today's date. This is called Using Deductive Reasoning. Alright? Now the majority of geometry is going to be using deductive reasoning, so it's important that you take your time and that you understand this. We use deductive reasoning to prove that statements are true. When you solve an equation in algebra, you are using deductive reasoning. For example, if I have I want to prove that AC minus AB equals BC. Okay, so I want to prove that AC minus AB equals BC. Okay, and I have a line. Here's A. Here's C, and it doesn't matter where you put B, we'll put B right there. I want to prove that AC minus AB equals BC. Okay? Use the definition of betweenness to deduce. Okay, so I'm going to use the definition of betweenness. To deduce that AB plus BC equals AC. Since the statement is an equation, we're going to use, okay, this tells me that AB plus BC equals AC. This is the definition of betweenness. Next, I'm going to have to use the subtraction property of equality. Subtraction property of equality. And what that means is I have to subtract the same thing from both sides. Well, here I have AB subtracted, so let's subtract AB. This tells me that if I subtract the same thing from both sides, okay, these cancel out, and I have AC minus AB equals BC. Finally, I can use the symmetric property of equality to deduce that AC minus AB equals BC, which is the statement I wanted to prove. And okay, I'm sorry. I guess because over here I have BC. BC equals AC minus AB. Now I can use the symmetric property to turn it around. That means that I can turn it around. AC minus AB equals BC. And I don't expect you to be a pro at this on your first time, but this is what you do. Every step you use definitions that we've learned. You use the theorems that are on your theorem page, or those algebraic properties. Okay? You use the facts that you know to prove every step. And this is what we wanted to prove, so we proved it. Okay? And the basis of deductive reasoning is that each step is validated by a reason. The reason used must be undefined term, a postulate, or a previous proven theorem. Okay? The problem is going to ask why the conclusion is true. It's your job to state the why. Remember, you can use an undefined term, a postulate, or any previously proven theorem. It might be a good idea to know the prior lessons. And it's going to be a very good idea to use your postulate page or your theorem page. Okay? So let's look at some of these. There we go. It's going to be a good idea if you write these in your notes until you get used to doing geometry. It will help you remember. Okay? This is number 1. This is my diagram. I have a straight line. We're going to pretend it's straight. And I have another line that does this. And it intersects right here at point P. I have, I guess this is the name of the line, F1. And the name of this line is F sub 2. Okay? I want my conclusion that I have to prove. Okay, the conclusion that I have to prove, I'm going to put conclusion. I have to prove that F1 and F2, now those are the names of the lines, F1 and F2 intersect only at point P. Okay, now I want you to stop the tape, and I want you to find in your notes where it says that it can only intersect at point P. And then play the tape and compare it with mine. Okay, you should have said, the only thing that you had to put, let me look and see what the directions said. Okay. It was theorem 1-1, wasn't it? Theorem 1-1 is all you have to put. You don't have to write the word theorem out. For theorem, you can just put a T. For postulate, you can just put a P. Okay? Alright, let's try another one. Now that you kind of understand what to do, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, line segment WX equals line segment FY. Here's my diagram. And it's important that for right now that you write this in your notes. Okay? Now I want you to stop the tape and I want you to find how I'm going to prove that WX equals XY. Okay, now it's important that you stop the tape and that you try to do it yourself, because in a minute you're going to be doing this yourself. I want to make sure you understand what you're doing. You should have found in your notes the definition, and I'm just going to put DEF, definition of midpoint. Okay? Anytime it's an axiom, just start it with the words definition of. And you don't have to write the word definition, you can abbreviate it. Alright? Now I want you to go through and I want you to finish these problems. Okay?